First reading. Hosea chapter 6, verse 1-6.
Come, let us return to the Lord. He has torn us to pieces, but he will heal us. He has injured us, but he will bind up our wounds. After 2 days he will revive us. On the 3rd day he will restore us, that we may live in his presence. Let us acknowledge the Lord. Let us press on to acknowledge him. As surely as the sun rises, he will appear. He will come to us like the winter rains, like the spring rains that water the earth. What can I do with you, Ephraim? What can I do with you, Judah? Your love is like the morning mist, like the early dew that disappears. Therefore I cut you in pieces with my prophets. I killed you with the words of my mouth. Then my judgments go forth like the sun. For I desire mercy, not sacrifice, an acknowledgement of God rather than burnt offerings.
Sometimes, we have to reach rock bottom before we cry out to God for help. People call God as the biggest beggar in the universe because he responds to a call for help even when it is done desperately as a last resort. While most of us wouldn't think of coming to the aid of someone who asked for our help at the last minute, God is different. He knows what we need, and will be there the moment we call for help.
Psalm chapter 51, verse 3-4, and 18-19.
It is mercy I desire, and not sacrifice.
For I know my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. Against you, you only have I sinned, and done what is evil in your sight.
It is mercy I desire, and not sacrifice.
May it please you to prosper Zion, to build up the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will delight in the sacrifices of the righteous, in burnt offerings offered whole. Then bulls will be offered on your altar.
It is mercy I desire, and not sacrifice.
The Gospel according to Luke, chapter 18, verse 9-14.
To some who were confident of their own righteousness and looked down on everyone else, Jesus told this parable. 2 men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed, God, I thank you that I'm not like other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and give 1/10 of all I get. But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted.
We need humility in prayer, and humility of heart and mind. Humility is the mortar that holds the virtues together. Let us reflect on this, and learn how essential humility is for the exercise of all virtues. A brick wall without mortar crumbles, but one held together by mortar can withstand everything.
Reflect.
O God, be merciful to me, a sinner.